don't usually drink Coca-Colas, but last night I went to Domino's Pizza and I had something at a personal pizza, and I asked them not to give me a Coca-Cola. I guess they forgot. So I paid for the personal pizza. I paid less for just the personal pizza, and I got a free Coke, which was cool. The guys were nice. I think they forgot, but they were also nice. Like, well, no, they just forgot. But they seem nice, like some cool dudes, right? So I'm in prison here in San Juan. We got the prison bars up and everything, our accommodation. So for what it is, for what it's worth, it's a nice, very well done, accommodation. For what it's worth, you dig? Let's get set up here. So this is Santurce, as I had it explained to me. This is Santurce, and I listened to Anthony Bourdain's. I watched the show on Puerto Rico last night, and they talked about how this Santurce, this area called Santurce, was founded by African slaves, right? Or free, enslaved Africans, right? No. Manumitted, right? What is it? Emancipated, Africans who were formerly enslaved. All right, so where we stayed before, Carlos and I, where we stayed, I thought that was Santurce. That was Calle Serra. But apparently Santurce is really large, really big. And Santurce goes from all the way over there to all the way over here. We're about 4 or 5 blocks, I would say, from maybe 6 or 7 blocks from where we stayed before. And that's, let's say, like 2 or 3 miles, I guess. 2 miles, about 2 miles. All this technical information, who really cares? So the point that I want to make is I'm still in Santurce. The idea is that, Santurce is a poor community, very poor community, as is evidenced by, what you see around you. Candado is the more affluent community. And then it's very expensive and very rich over there in San Juan Viejo. But San Juan Viejo is also has a poor community, La Perla. I'll tell you a story about La Perla. So Carlos and I were flying our drone, admiring San Juan Viejo, and La Perla is right next to San Juan Viejo, separated only by a street. So although we were flying the drone in the direction looking at San Juan Viejo, our drone kind of called the attention of the public, of the community. And there was a gentleman, a nice guy who rode up on his bike, and he said, "Hey, cut the drone flying out, cut it out." He said, "Just behind you is La Perla, and if they see that drone, they're gonna get suspicious, they're gonna be paranoid, thinking that you're trying to stop their illegal activity, drogas, And so he was like, "Man, you want to keep that drone, you put that away, don't film over here." He said that they would, the community, whoever's involved, would come over, take the drone, destroy it, So that was the first thing that Carlos and I had to learn sort of the hard way. Well, no, Carlos said it right. He said we didn't learn the hard way. We got the information. That guy put us up on game. He told us what was going on in the community so that we didn't have to learn the hard way. So that's what happened. You gotta know. You gotta be a wise traveler. You have to know where you are. Know situational awareness. Situational awareness. Steve, my former colleague Steve, reminded me of that point. Situational awareness, wherever you are. I'm gonna finish this Coca-Cola. That's a coconut tree right there. I'll show you.
Before and 109.
Okay. Alright, so that's the end of the tour of the house. I think I've already shown you the barrio. Well, take one last look. How about that? This is the entryway. It is. So, alright, that's all you get. Peace. Alright, so you want to see how I'm living, right? This is the room I've stayed in for 2 nights already. 4 walls. All right. When I walked in here, I was quite pleased with the sight. Minimalist, however, that bed is quite large. I don't know if that's a queen or a king size bed, but that's a big bed. No twin, that easily fits 2 people. The fruit was not there. I have my little section of fruit here so I can eat, you know, healthy foods. That's what I'm doing right now, having an orange. This is the door. All of this is makeshift. I put this here because this door is not flush, and I want to keep as many mosquitoes out as possible. Yeah, this is roughing it. This is not luxurious at all. At all. Okay? So if you are an older person, you can't hang. You can't do this. Now, young people, you know, 20s, 30s, 40s, you know, you can survive this experience right here. And to be honest, that bed is extremely comfortable. It's extremely you know, soft, and there are pillows, there are blankets. You can't see the blankets really. Here's a thick blanket. I barely use that. But then there's the what is this thing called? The sheet, the bed sheet. Just throw that on top of you, protect yourself from the mosquitoes. There's the AC right there, blowing cold air. Okay. AC works absolutely wonderfully. So I'll go outside, you know, and I'll start sweating because the heat the sun is glaring on us, and then come right back to this room, to a really nice, cool, you know, air conditioned room, and it's lovely. Look at the situation with the door locks. See that? That's all we have on this end. But on the other end, there's this padlock that we put on the door. So when we leave, we put the padlock on. And while we're here, this little hatch does that. The whole building is a work in progress. So if you hear any construction going on, then that's because the building's manager, owner, whomever is working. Young people. These are young people, creatives. Right. This is the window. All right. Natural sunlight is not coming in only because I don't want the mosquitoes. I don't want to invite mosquitoes in here. Now, mosquitoes are the biggest problem. Yeah, so look, the windows, this is all makeshift. You know, this is a creative space, but this is also, you know, poor. This is the poor section. This is the poor section of San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is Santurce. When I booked it because it was cheap. It was the cheapest accommodation. When I travel, I'm looking for value. But I'll be very honest with you. When I found this place, although upon entering this place, I looked around and I thought, wow, this room is bigger than the room that I had before. Then, you know, all of the community spaces were really well presented. So I could see that it was a minimalist space, but I could also tell that it was, they put a lot of work and effort into just rehabbing this, you know, this shell of a building. But the shell has a strong foundation. I believe there's some concrete in here. You don't have to worry about, you know, things caving in or what have you. Knock on wood. All right, but yeah. So when I came in here, I was quite pleased with everything, but you know, cousin Carlos was complaining about the mosquitoes because I guess I was in the honeymoon phase, looking at everything like, wow, this is a bigger room. Ooh, this is nice. I like this. Ooh, I like how they've decorated these things. But Carlos was looking at the practicality, and he was like, hey, there are too many mosquitoes on me. And that's when it started to dawn on me, like, man, this may be a terrible place to stay. And then when we went outside and looked at the neighborhood, then it was even worse. The neighborhood was just like, you didn't want to go outside. I've gone outside. I don't have a problem going outside. It's a matter of, I guess, expectations. I'm cool. This place is cool with me. Fits the budget. It's comfy, safe. It is actually safe. So it's about your perceptions, about your ideas. So ample lighting. What? Yeah, a 5-star hotel would have, you know, so many more advantages. I wouldn't even be concerned with the mosquitoes in a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star hotel, you know. This is camping it. This is urban camping at its best, at its finest right here. You know, creativity at its finest. All my stuff is on the bed. Until I'm ready to go, I'll pack it all up. Water. I brought drinking water for myself. I would have done this in any country where I wouldn't have had you know, tap water to drink. But even in Los Angeles, I don't drink tap water. You know, so I made sure to buy bottles of water for about a week. You know, I can go through one of these in two or 3 days. So I have plenty of water. I'm working on my first bottle, my first gallon over here. But when you go outside and you feel that heat, yeah, I might look silly walking around with a gallon of water, carrying a gallon of water, but nope, I'm hydrated. So I don't know, like, say what you will. Say what you will. Yeah, and keep paying for 5-star hotels, you know. And if you can't, and I know the situation you can't afford 5-star hotels, therefore just stay where you are. I mean, that seems to be the case. That seems to be the logic. Oh, if I can't stay at a 5-star hotel, then well, I'm not traveling. It's like, yo, we may not have stayed in the flyest, the best accommodations, but we certainly have been, and we've been to those locations. We've walked through those lobbies, maybe even sat at those bars where, you know, other people are paying for $500 to $1,000 or more for that experience. So, I mean, was it in the cards for me to have that experience 20 plus some odd years ago? It didn't seem that way. And now that it's 20 some odd years later, I'll be damned if any experience is outside of my reach because I have to conform or I have to deal with the accommodations. If the accommodation has a bed, if the accommodation has an AC, and if I can manage all of these things, then by all means, here's my money. So, all right, those are my thoughts. You know, it's not as bad as it seems. Yep. Coconut tree. Beware falling coconuts. Oh yeah, I'm sure you want to see. I'm sure you want to see the bathroom, so I'm gonna show you the bathroom. There's the bathroom door. Same setup. An empty room here. Just an empty room here. What was once a door is now closed. This must have been like an office building or something at one time. Switch for light. The doors are just plywood. I guess what is this, some reinforced plywood, a handle and a latch. There you go. A pot with a hole for water. privacy. There you go. You've got privacy. You can use the restroom on that side while someone's taking a shower. A little rubber, a little shower protection. Plenty of fresh air coming through here. On both sides, you can have privacy. That's the shower head right there. Some mosquitoes. Ugh. That's the worst part, the mosquitoes. Can you imagine? That's the worst part, the mosquitoes. Everything else is manageable. Peace.
Puerto Rico summer. I don't want to enjoy the experience no matter most I can.
Yeah, I would definitely come back. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm coming back for sure. They still out here too?
yeah, they leave tomorrow.
You hit them up, say, trying to meet up. We can go do some
I told them I was going to the beach. So,
Yeah.
this is the same beach? This is spelled.
This is the same place. That shit
It's like really long.
really went the block.
I've been kidnapped by two of my housemates, and they snuck me away off to this land. I don't know where I am, but we'll see what it does.
They're sandwiching.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna get a little closer to the water. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico a todos. Ah, the water is beautiful, which is a nice plus. If there's one thing about Puerto Rico, it's everywhere you go, you can find a beautiful beach. Pretty much everywhere. This is only 10 minutes from where we're staying. Imagine that, 10 minutes. The water is warm. I'm about to get in. Let's go. Cheeks, buns, cheeks. Look at these millennials here, all obsessed with their cameras and everything. My goodness. Yo. About to go swimming with some of my stickers in my pocket. No.
Stickers.
My stickers. I did not eat today. Didn't eat a lot. Didn't eat. I had some fruit, drank a lot of water, you know. So